All right, hello everyone. I am going to help you all out with the common denominator fraction equivalence level 3. I know a lot of parents have had some concerns with this, and some kids have struggled with this one, so I am just going to go over it so that you can all watch it while you are working on it at home. So just to get started, and hopefully you can see my screen right now, I have 1/2. Half of it is shaded in. My denominator is always my bottom number of my fraction. The denominator is the total number of parts that you have. The numerator is the number that's on the top of the fraction. That's the number of shaded in parts of the fraction. So for example, I have 2 parts of my fraction. One is shaded in, so I have 1/2 or 1/2, but 1/2 is usually how we say it. I need to find the equivalent fraction for 6. If I was to break this into 6 parts, what would that fraction be? What would this amount that is shaded in be if it was in 6? So I need to think when you're finding equivalent fractions, you always multiply you can multiply any number to the numerator and the denominator to get your equivalent fraction. However, whatever you multiply to the numerator, you also have to multiply to the denominator. So I have to think if I want to get to 6 as my denominator, I have to think what number can I multiply by 2 to get to 6? Well, I know 3 times 2 is 6, so I'm going to break it into 6. There we go. 3, 6, right? I multiplied my bottom number by 3, so 2 times 3 is 6. 1 times 3 is 3, 3 6. I press this little plus button and then my continue button, and you'll notice it's going to take the pieces from my part. All right, now I have 1/6. I have 6 parts. 1 is shaded in. That's why I have the 1 on the top, the numerator, and 6 on the bottom, because that's the total number of parts. Ooh, I need to get to 12ths. Now notice down here, we want to try to get the shaded amount, or we want to get 12ths, and we want it to be this size. That's just another way to look at it. But I need to think, what number can I multiply by 6 to equal 12? I know 6 times 2 equals 12. So I'm going to multiply. 6 times 2 is 12. 1 times 2 is 2. So it's going to be 2/12. So, oh, there we go. I cut it in half. I don't need to change it because I did it by 2, so I just cut it in half. Pressing my plus button or my go button and then my continue, and there it goes. Now I have 1/2. 2 parts, 1 is shaded in. I need to make it into fourths. What number can I multiply by 2 to get to 4? I know 2 times 2 equals 4. So if I multiplied 2 times 2, that would be 4. 1 times 2, because whatever I multiply to the bottom, I also multiply to the top. Whatever I multiply to my numerator, I need to multiply to my denominator. So 2 times 2 is 4. 1 times 2 is 2, so it's going to be 2/4. And I don't have to change it. If it was different, I would need to change it like that, press that up and down button. So I changed it to fourths. You'll notice it's still half of this shape is still filled in because 2/4 is equivalent to 1/2. Press this go button and then next. All right, what number can I multiply by 4 to get to 12? 1/4, notice I have 4 parts in this shape. And 1 part is filled in, that's why it's 1/4. What number can I multiply by 12? Or what number, sorry, can I multiply by 4 to get to 12? 4 times 3 is 12, so I'm going to multiply 3 to my denominator and 3 to my numerator. 4 times 3 is 12. 1 times 3 is 3. So it's going to be 3/12. Oh, notice I have 2/8. That's not what I want. I want 12ths. So I just press this up button until I got to 3/12. I press that next button, and there we go. I will do one more. All right, now notice I have 3/4, and this is where it might get tricky. We need to figure out, is it going to be 9ths or 12ths? So I have 3/4, 4 parts in my shape, 3 of my shape, or 3 parts of my shape are filled in. So that's why I have 3 on my numerator. 4 is my denominator. That's the total amount of parts that I have. All right, I can either do 9ths or 12ths. I have to make that decision. Let's see, I have to think, can I multiply any number by 4 to get to 9? Does 4 times a number equal 9? Thinking about if I was to count by 4s, 4, 8, 12. No, 4 times a number does not equal 9. Let's try 12ths. Can I multiply a number by 4 to get 12? Yeah, I can. 4, 8, 12. 3. 4 times 3 is going to be 12ths. So I know it's going to be 12ths. Whatever I multiply to the bottom, I multiply to the top. Now careful, we're not multiplying 12 to the bottom and to the top. We're trying to multiply a number by 4 to equal 12. So 4 times, we decided that's 3, equals 12. Whatever I multiply to my bottom, I also need to multiply to my numerator or my top number. 3 times 3 is 9. So I have 9/12. I cut those in, 6/8. Nope, that's not what I want. I'm going to press this up button. 9/12. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and press that next button. Go. And there we go. All right. I'll do one more. So I have 4/5. I have 5 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's why it's my denominator. My numerator is 4 because 4 of those parts are filled in. Now, I need to figure out, can I make it eighths or tenths? Remember, it needs to be equivalent. It needs to be the same thing, the same amount filled up, just smaller pieces are dividing it. So, can I multiply a number by 5 to get to 8? Let's see, I'm going to count by 5s to see if 8 is anywhere in there. 5, 10, 15, 20. I don't hear an 8 anywhere in there, so eighths is not going to work. What about tenths? Can I multiply a number by 5 to get to 10? 5, 10. I can. 2 times 5 is 10. So I'm going to multiply 5 by 2. I'm also going to multiply 4 times 2 because whatever you multiply to the bottom as your denominator, you need to multiply it to the numerator or the top. 5 times 2 is 10. 4 times 2 is 8, so it's going to be 8/10. Cut it. Oh, perfect. It already worked out. If it wasn't 8/10, I would just hit this arrow until I found 8/10. Press my next button, go, and there we go. All right, hopefully that helped out a little bit. And if you still have any other questions or concerns, please don't hesitate to reach out to me through Class Dojo or email. I want to help for sure. I know it can be tricky. There's no directions on ST Math, so if you need help, please let me know. But hopefully this was helpful, and I hope you all have a great day. Bye.